Crack. Welcome back to the Reggies here with three blokes who could have been anything. Decided to have fun instead. We're your hosts, myself, Groper. We've got Tommy to me right. Little Jace is still living it up Euro style. He'll be back soon. We'll hear from him later. As usual, mate, massive show coming up. Some thrilling semi-finals in the footy on the weekend. I think unless you support the Demons or the Roosters, then Friday night's games were just absolutely fucking outstanding.
Even if you did, I think, mate, you can appreciate a good game of footy.
Yeah. But, geez, it would have been hard to lose like that for both of them. The game at the G was unreal. That finish was second to none.
Yep.
And then about 30 minutes before that, across the road at Amy Park, you had the Storm with that miracle try with about a minute to go. It was just unreal. More on that later. Wallabies, Tommy, no good. Fiji, far too superior for us. And the biggest fears are now upon us. Must-win game against Wales this Monday or we're gone. It's as simple as that.
That's not an easy game,
no,
either, is it?
Wales will probably top the group. So unless we do something really special, we're in big trouble there. But awesome for Fiji.
Yeah.
Because they're really good at sevens rugby. Everyone knows that. Yeah. But it was like a bit of a breakthrough performance to beat a side like the Wallabies. The Q Cup final.
Yes.
We've got a heap of punting coming up. Heaps of punting. So we've got to not fuck around here. But there's a lot to cover. Because, look, we need to address the weekend, obviously, just gone, Tommy. Friday night, we had the Reggies' very own Barbs, the Brisbane Horseman, up here in CQ. He was here for the weekend. Friday was just unreal, wasn't it?
Mate.
Friday night
was one of those nights where you just, I don't know, you can't really plan nights like that.
Nah.
You just like, we obviously did a bit because there was both finals of footy on. We were scrambling to get two TVs working. Won't go into detail there, but we got it happening, right? Shout out to Mikey Mole, come up with the goods.
Yeah, but, and Tyler was his fucking cord.
And Tyler's cord. So, yeah, Mikey's TV, Tyler's cord. Anyway, got it happening, got it up there. Both games, which we'll touch on in a bit, just finished perfectly. But Barbs, the man has a hidden talent. He's brought his guitar. And, mate, that night ended up being just so good, getting absolutely Reggie drunk around the fire and Barbs just hooking in on the guitar. He's got a good voice on him. Like, he's not going to audition for the voice, but good enough where you can enjoy it. And
he's a pub singer, eh?
Fucking oath, man. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's beautiful.
How good was he on the guitar, though?
Oh, dude. Like, mate, and you would have saw a couple of things. He's doing a couple of parodies and writing his own sort of, sing-along things involving us.
That was awesome, mate.
Yeah, so it was just one of those nights where you laugh the whole time. A guitar, a fire, and heaps of piss is a great combination in the right place.
Yeah. I couldn't... So he said he was going to bring the guitar up, and I'm like, oh, yeah, righto. And then for him to just bust out those fucking... When he started playing at first, just not even thinking, just talking and just playing chords, I was like, okay, the bloke can fucking play.
Yeah,
and then
can play.
The best... So there's a video of it. We didn't post it. There was too much posting going on Friday. But he goes, there's a video of it. It's about 2 or 3 minutes long, and we're all sort of standing in the kitchen because I was like stressing out. Let's go inside. It's 1 a.m, and we're loud as fuck around the fire out in the backyard. So we're inside, and he's sort of standing there. He's an entertainer.
Yeah.
He's a fucking born entertainer, and he's there going, I got sick of going to pubs and listening to the same 5 people play the same 5 songs, so I did this. And then just busts out Hilltop Hoods, raps the whole thing, and we're all chiming in the chorus because we didn't know the fucking words in the verses, but chiming in the chorus, and we're jumping around and just did the whole thing. And I think what made it better is we're like looking at each other, widening our eyes with that like shock.
Well, as it kept going, because I'm like, everyone can sort of bust out the first verse, but the whole lot, and we're just bobbing our heads, ready to chime in with the chorus. In Groper's fucking kitchen, blind, just loving life. So,
fuck, it was good, eh?
Mate, good on you, Barbs, because that, it's a very good skill to have. I wish that I did have that skill. That's one of those ones where it's so valuable to have. Like, you can make any boring night, no matter where you are, camping in a backyard or something fun. You wouldn't want to be anywhere else.
Yeah, it was awesome. Unreal.
Yeah.
Absolutely loved it. Sore heads on Saturday. That is for sure. So, Saturday morning, we've gone to bed, 3, 4? Friday night?
Yeah.
It was fucking late.
And into me
early.
rum work too, I might say. Like, I've learnt my body now. Having 4 kids, if I go home, normally I'm up and at 'em fucking no matter what time. So
Yeah.
I've learned of what piss I can have and not feel like a piece of shit the next day. So that's why I hit me vodka lime sodas pretty hard if I'm getting right on her.
That's one thing I do say about you is that you recover well because you need to.
I just don't have a choice.
You don't have a choice. So I've always said you recover fucking brilliantly.
Yeah.
But yeah, I get what you're saying.
But that day I knew that I was staying out there the night and we were finding our way to the studio. So I'm like, right, I'm going to get into me rumbins. And, mate, I felt like I got hit with a tranquilizer dart.
Oh, no. Well, I woke up, pretty big headache, but it wasn't, excruciating. I'm like, right, I'm going to have a shower. I'm going to rip 2 Panadols, and then I've got to take the lead here because you were cutting down trees on the couch. Barbs was cutting down trees that I could hear from the spare room, and I was in the fucking bathroom. So I'm like, righto. I had a shower, I freshened up, I went, popped the 2 Panadols. I gave myself 20 minutes, and I'm like, righto, I'm just going to call this taxi because there's no way any of us were driving to the studio. So I called him. And then I just told you. So I said, he'll be here in fucking half an hour. Told Barbs he'll be here in half an hour. And we had to just do it.
Yeah.
Got in the taxi, got here. So we did an episode Saturday with Barbs too. So that'll be getting released in late October. I know it's a while away, but it's to cover ourselves because Tommy and I will be at a wedding down in Victoria. So a normal episode won't be possible. Our mate's getting married on a Thursday. So, we're down there the whole week, so we've planned this to perfection. Yeah. Got an episode, a special with Barbs that'll be getting released now.
And, mate, it was actually a really good episode, getting a bit of an insight into the horse racing game and what it takes in that industry. So, yeah, it was a great chat.
Mate, how good was it? I just remember finishing and just reaching over and shaking his hand and going, fuck, that was awesome. Like, it just felt like it was good.
It's one of those things with that industry for people who are casuals in it like myself where you have so many questions that episode could have gone for fucking 20 hours. But it'll just be a thing that you touch on every now and again and learn a bit more. But, no, it was great, man.
Yeah, so...
There's the positives.
We've done that. And now that we've fucking blown smoke clean up his hole for the last 10 minutes, I'll get stuck into me work here. So, Saturday afternoon, it's the best night in Tannum for the year, right? You got Under the Trees. It's a music and arts festival, and everyone rolls out for it. People come to Tannum for it, which is awesome for a little beach town, Numbers weren't great this year, actually, I must say. Yeah, they were a bit down. Don't know why. They just were. But I had a blast because if you go anywhere where all your mates are, it's fucking fun.
And when something like that's on right near where you live.
Exactly. We walked from Tyler's house to the thing. Took us fucking 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So it was awesome. I had a great time. After the carry on from 3 or 4 the night before, and we were in the studio to hit record at 9:30 the next day. So only a couple hours sleep. I would have had 3, 4 beers on the couch. I was just keen because we had that thing on Saturday.
Yeah.
Anyway, what am I saying here? Oh, yeah. Music festival. Don't know why I just jumped back into the podcast there. I was getting at that I'd fucking drank piss all day.
Yes.
So I wound it up about midnight or whatever, grabbed a feed, went home, had a chat to the missus, ate a kebab or something that I'd bought from the thing.
Yeah.
Have a guess what time Tom Barbary left the festival?
9:30.
7:30 p.m. 7:30. We left the pre-drinks, mate, at 4:30 p.m. We would have got into the festival about 4:45. Gone by 7:30. I get home midnight with the girls. Macca's chips everywhere, all over me house. He's chopping down trees in the spare bed. I get up the next morning. I'm feeling prime. No joke. Felt fucking unreal. He rises about 9:30. That's 14 hours of kip.
That is a good kip.
14 hours of kip. He just sort of wanders out, a bit sheepish, in me ear, not a whisper, but come outside for a sec. And I'm like, on the couch. I'm like, oh, fuck, righto. Might have had a blue or something with the missus on the way home. I'm like, fucking hell, what's happened? Comes out and he goes, yeah, so I've had a bit of an accident. He's pissed me fucking bed. For fuck's sake. I was good about it. I was like, laughed. I said, it's all good. Where's the shit? We'll put it in the fucking machine.
Yeah.
And he's panicking, thinking Wendy's going to find out. I'm like, brass, as soon as I hit play on that fucking machine, she's going to go, what washing are you putting on?
Yeah.
And then I'm going to have to tell her. So just relax. It's all good. No dramas. So got away scot-free. No sprays. There was nothing said about it. But I'm looking down the barrel at you now, Tom. Tom Barbary, that is. You're 33 years old. Fucking get it together. First time at me house. First time meeting me fiance. And you've performed like that. Oh, Russ. Anyway, you got away with copping any sprays, but there it fucking is.
Oh, you got to cop your licks.
It just goes to show, though, mate, some people just can't bend with the big boys.
Mate, some people are just built different. You know?
Because she was a 3-dayer.
Yeah.
And, on the Sunday, we went to the pub. I said, I waited for him to get up, cook brekkie and everything. Fucking said, righto, let's go. I'll take you down to the surf club. It was a cracking day because it wasn't hot. It was windy. It was blowing. So it was a nice breeze. Yeah. Down the surf club, had some beers. Said, let's go to the Tannum pub now. They'll have live music on. We're out there in the sun again, having beers. And it was about 3 o'clock, and he said, we can go back to yours or something for a few beers. And I'm like, fuck no, we're not going back to my house. We're in the sun. There's live band on. It's a glorious day in Tannum. Sit down and drink the McBeer that I keep McBuying. Bit of rude there for you?
Yeah,
fucking going home. Fuck off, we're not going home.
I've got to admit too, I was only there for that night, into the podcast the night, a bit on at home. Just come back from Sydney, so the missus deserved me home for those couple of days. But look, I'm a proven performer on trips like that. No one needs to fucking.
So anyway, there's the absolute highs and the absolute lows of a Barbary weekend.
So he's pretty good level, really, isn't he?
Yeah, he's evened himself right out.
You know, he's just one of those, he's not a front runner, he's not a back runner, he's a fucking midfield.
Yeah. Puts himself midfield.
On pace.
Yeah, he was fucking on pace on Friday night, that's for sure.
Like I said, mate, I couldn't have had a better night Friday night.
It was unreal. It was awesome. The whole weekend was unfucking real.
Yeah.
The Saturday, then the Sunday at the pub just to top it off out in the sun there. It was fucking, it was euphoric. But yeah, he wasn't feeling it.
But you had to give him a little spray there, because there'll be a time that one of us will do something similar, and I will expect the exact same spray.
Oh yeah, he was never. On the Sunday, obviously, when it was super fresh, he sort of said, we'll try and keep this off the podcast, eh? And I was just like, fucking you can keep dreaming. If you think, I was like, this is what the whole game's about. Is that
when
exact
you fuck
story.
Up, bit of content there, boys.
Oh, mate, it was unreal. We love you, mate.
100%.
She's all good.
Mate, she'll be going up to Bowen soon.
Yep, a month.
Very
We've got a
keen
month
for that. I think Keto said he'll have a start picket out the front with a lean-to tarp with a bag of spuds for your pillar.
Yeah.
So you can hook into your work.
Oh, you might get a bit of straw or something on the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can piss all over the joint.
Nah, love you, Barbary. It was fucking great actually getting on the piss with the man proper and running amok. So that'll be happening again. I'll tell you
one thing that he's never done that he says, it just happens to some people. go and ask, why has it happened to the doctor?
Yeah.
And he'll probably be able to tell you.
Yeah.
Anyway, Tommy, merch drop, October 5.
Yep.
Hopefully you've heard our little pre-show ad at the start.
Yep.
But October 5, we're dropping the merch. We've got trucker caps, baggy Reggies, and the mighty the Moya shirt. Straight up, head over to thereggies.com.au and sign up to the email list. That way you'll receive all the updates as they come out.
That's right. On the drop, if you forgot to set an alarm or something, you will be emailed when it's live, so you can cross over to the store.
Yep.
And look, I have a feeling, especially the Reg and the Moya shirt.
The Reg and the Moya's in dramas.
They are in more shit than Elton's
That's
finger.
going to get hammered.
Yeah.
But that, on the shirt, just need to talk about the price of it, Tommy, because it's probably going to be $60 a shirt.
Yep.
Just explain that one for the Reggies.
Look, so we've poured every colour from the paint colour chart at fucking Bunnings into these shirts, plus slapped it on a high quality AS colour shirt. So they aren't cheap to make, but they are fucking quality and they will not disappoint. So, you know, it's $60 a shirt. If you do more simple designs where you just have a real simple print on the front and the back, black and white, obviously that's cheaper.
Yeah.
But we've gone all in with this shirt.
It costs us heaps to make it,
Fucking
basically,
oath.
because we put every colour on
But
the back.
if you're telling me $60 is too much for the best shirt to ever be made in the history of shirts, then you're dreaming. Cunts pay way more than that for shirts that are shit.
Yeah, yeah, 100%.
So, yeah, that's what the go is.
And like we said, that's not like a precedence. That is literally because the design is so complex that it costs a bit.
It was the
make.
max. I think we had to even shave a couple of colours off to be actually made from the bloke we work with in the shirt game. So,
Yeah.
But anyway, that's enough about that. But yeah, that's why they'll be a little bit more expensive than usual. But that will be the case. And yeah, October 5th, guys. Look, this is the first one we've done. We ordered these a while ago before the Moya really started taking off. So I have a fucking hunch that they will get pounded into the Earth's core.
Yep.
So, but yeah, that's it anyway. You'll hear the pre-roll. We'll pump it up. You'll probably see a couple of clips or a fucking post on the socials, but get around it. We cannot wait to start seeing some Reggies in the wild and for you guys to bump into each other at the pub. You could have been sitting next to a Reggie and you had no fucking idea. So, and now you will.
Yeah, that's fucking spot on.
That's right.
So, yes, definitely keep the ears peeled there because it's fucking coming. And it'll come up quick too. It's what, 15 days away now, 14 days away now. So keep the ears peeled. Now, speaking of Reggie's RRLC sort of stuff, we're looking for the 18th man for the RRLC.
We are.
Now, I've just got to fucking say, don't get scared off because we had one of the greatest applications of all time last week.
No.
There wasn't too many emails come through this week. There was still, enough to keep me fucking ticking along. But I noticed that they definitely dropped off.
Yeah, so people thought, I won't send me yarn, and he's got it covered.
He's got it because, mate, he played for Victoria in the VFL as a junior, and then he represented Australia at beer pong in Vegas.
And you got to think about the other positions available. Like, we've got the solid squad there. We got a bloke ringing early on about haircuts. He could become the team barber. If you have your own skill, send it in. If you're a Reggie, you might not get the 18th man, but you might get fucking something.
Yeah.
Send us in a yarn.
Just send them in.
Send them in.
Send them in. So this week, I don't have his name, who sent it in, but it's about his old boy anyway.
Yeah.
He said, howdy, Groper and crew. That's you, Tom. Crew.
Copy that.
I want
As well, I'm just living in it.
Want to nominate me old boy Graham, aka Rocky or the Rock. Playing during his playing days, he generally ran a hairstyle similar to Max Walker in the late 70s to early 80s. Although he did end up with a small comb over as he aged. This was combined with a rig as a mix of dipper and boonie.
Wow.
Excellent rig style. He made his senior footy debut aged 16, much to the old girl's shock horror when he ran out. Played a heap of games across 3 different clubs in Adelaide, predominantly in the reserves. Last game came in his 40s. High-stakes father and son game during which he was tearing us all new freckles. He said we were all like 13. But
Yeah.
so the old boy's just tearing them apart.
Yep.
Anyway, during the game, ping, the old hammy let go.
Oh.
Someone asked him, did you warm up? And he said, yep, I had 3 pints. So, safe to say, his afternoon shift that day wasn't enjoyable. During his cricket career, played across 2 clubs. Again, in B grade, couple of legendary stories occurred during his captaincy. First, due to him being a very protective captain and a dislike of peppering tail enders with short-pitched bowling. After this fella bowled a barrage of short shit, he duly reminded the opposition bowler that he still had to bat. The cocky cunt's reply was, you got to take the wickets yet. To get the tail ender in. Well, out strolled old mate sometime later, and after an over or so, me old man sent down a brutal bouncer, and whack, old mate had a sore head and some blood lost.
Nice.
Second legendary performance was with a young fast bowler who tended to be soft at times. So the old boy thought, you'll be tough after today. Bowled him from one end all day, apart from a short spell after tea, and old mate bowled close to 40 overs in a day. And after that, never took the soft option. That's fucking good, eh?
That's the old yarn when you hear about you get caught smoking and get forced to smoke the whole pack sort of shit.
What, when you're supposed to be not smoking?
Yeah, like when you get, I've heard yarns back in the day where like a teenager got caught smoking darts and the parents made him sit there and smoke the whole packet.
Oh.
To make him never want to smoke again.
Holy
That's like
fuck.
same sort of principle.
Righto, so over his career, he's managed to win a few flags, take 2 hat-tricks. And old mate's just added a little line in about himself. He said, so far I've added another hat-trick to the family collection.
Slip that in.
So just slip that in there. 3-time life member, not just from playing, but being a bloke who did everything from being the barman, curator, coach, goal umpire, just a proper clubman, Reggie.
Yeah.
What do we got? As a goal umpire, he added to his legend by being reported by the central umpire after getting into a heated one-way expletive argument by attending to a kid who was knocked out rather than wave the flags as the goal umpire desired. So I think the kid's been knocked out. He's gone to see if he's all right, and the other goal umpire's fucking gone, why aren't you bloody waving the flags to signal goal or something? Righto, now this is his Reggie form here. He was a true Reggie in that his recovery, whether it be a broken bone, muscle tear, or corky, it never consisted of ice, but a minimum of 6 pints and a few darts.
Yeah.
He liked to punt, and through his association with a successful betting syndicate, used to run a bookies bag on footy bus trips well before the current great apps such as Bluebet.
Fucking, well, mate, that just sounds like a dead set legend of a clubman and a Reggie who just loves
all sport.
Loves being around sport for the culture, not just the game itself, and that is exactly what this show is built on. So
fucking oath.
Great entry there.
I need to
Poor
get...
reading, but great entry.
Poor reading. Did I fuck up a few times?
Oh, you're just fucking, all over the place.
Oh, well,
that's all right, mate. They'll get what
you'll get over it.
That's right. Well, I'm already over it.
I'm just trying to find out old mate's name, but we can do that later. Righto, Tommy. Bit of sport. Recap of last weekend. We sort of touched on it at the start, but Friday night in both codes we had 2 of the fucking most cracking games that you'll see. Melbourne played the Roosters down at Amy Park, and then the Demons played Carlton at the MCG. What more can you ask for semi-final footy?
100%. And like we said, we were there. I loved watching that game of AFL. Well, like it was a crossover thing. Whatever one we were more invested in at the time, the volume was up on and the other one was just playing.
It's usually pretty good because when you have half time in the AFL, it's quite a long half time.
Yeah.
And you've got time to watch most of the second half of the NRL.
I think what we did was kept the volume up in the NRL because it was forming to be a really good finish.
At the end, But as they both started, we had the big screen had the AFL with the volume.
Yep.
And then we sort of swapped volumes as it was halftime, quarter time, all that sort of stuff.
But, mate, you couldn't ask for a better fucking thing to do with all the boys. The best thing about the AFL was that the people were invested who were there in those teams.
Not the right team.
No.
For the winning purposes. But, Quino and Barbs were off it because both Melbourne supporters. I think I'm surprised the TV didn't crack as Barbs was yelling at it.
Yeah.
Because the decibels were fucking through the roof. But, like I said to him, I think I said to him about 5 or 6 times throughout the night, I'm like, you're a better man than me to be out here just playing the guitar and singing for us and having a fat old time. Because if that was Hawthorn or the Bronx that lost in that way, I would be spewing.
Well, he immediately went and swapped his shirt, jersey, Guernsey or whatever it is, with a ice hockey jersey.
Yeah, he just had the Polo Demons jersey on.
Yeah.
And he just come out in a Mighty Ducks ice hockey jersey. He goes, I'm supporting hockey now.
Yeah. But no, it was really good, eh? Like that setup.
Awesome.
And that Storm Roosters game, man, it was just a fucking what a game to fucking come down like that. You know, could have gone for the field goal or whatever. Munster with the kick, precision kick like he should do, but old Wilbur just plucking it out of the air and scoring that try.
Still had work to do when he caught it.
Fucking oath he had work to do. But that was just amazing to finish a game like
I was there going with a minute and a half to go or 2 minutes to go. Whenever Warbrick scored, just before it, I was like, if the Chooks pull this off and they make the prelim next week, the whole season of it was a bad season, you know, they almost didn't make the 8. If they had made a prelim, that's a successful season.
Yeah.
Because fucking hell, you're 1 win away from a grand final and you just go, they're going to do this. They are going to make a prelim and make something out of this season, even though they almost didn't make the 8 and it was going to be the season from hell.
Well, mate, up to the point where he literally put the ball across the line, I thought, nah, why the fuck didn't they kick a field goal?
Yeah.
The Storm. That last set, I'm like, what are you doing? Yeah. And then fucking put the balls on the line. Munster, big game player. It finished out wide, so they didn't have the chance to kick it. Like a field goal. Bang, precision, Wilbur, just fucking flying.
Great season for him too. I think he was supposed to just play for 5 or 6 games while... who was meant to play out there? I forgot who, but they were waiting for someone to come back from injury at the start of the year.
Yeah.
So he sort of just was filling in there, and then he's ended up playing all year, and now he's going to play in a prelim final next week. So awesome stuff.
Yep, 100%.
And then same thing with Akers for Carlton. Like, what a feeling. When he took that mark and played on immediately and kicked the goal, I was yelling at the TV, just going, there's 54 seconds to go. Why didn't you take your 30 seconds off the clock and go back and kick it? But then obviously...
Get it over with.
You are not thinking that in the moment.
He's like, get this fucking thing through the sticks.
That's right.
Because like you think if you go back, all the thoughts come in, what have I missed it? Everyone's fucking...
Oh, yeah, not only that, but in the moment, you don't have time to go... if I just take me 30 seconds here, it'll take 30 seconds off the clock. He's marked it, landed, saw the goals, kicked it.
Yeah.
Instinct.
Yeah.
So it's
easy,
easy for us to sit there, or for me to go, you dickhead, why didn't you take 30 seconds off the clock? And they end up getting it done. And it sets up an awesome, awesome game on Saturday afternoon between the Lions and the Blues, which I'm going to touch on very soon. I think the NRL and the AFL have absolutely butchered it for their scheduling of games. But I'll tell you whose season is a disappointment, and that is Port Adelaide's, mate, because they went down to GWS on Saturday night, and to finish third, to be top of the ladder or there or thereabouts all year, and to lose and go out in straight sets, that is just so shit for them. And something was going on because they were struggling to sell tickets. There was rumours getting around from a listener of ours who lives in Adelaide that Crows supporters were buying GWS gear and buying tickets and going to the game because obviously Port and Adelaide hate each other.
Yeah.
So Crows, and I'm like, how the fuck were Crows supporters getting tickets? That joint should have been sold out in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Only like 40,000 tickets were sold with a day to go before the game. And I think it was the old, what you say about the Blues.
The dad kisses.
They flick them out for free.
Yeah, to
and
make
I'm
people
like,
come.
what the fuck happened there? So if someone can fill me in on why that was or what's going on, or do Port supporters have something against anyone at the club, because that was weird. They always sell games out.
Yeah.
And especially a big semi-final like that. So
Didn't you say earlier in the piece, if I remember correctly, that Port are like this? Like, as in, are they renowned for, like, doing well and then just dying in the arse?
Yeah. But they didn't. They finished third.
Oh, yeah. So you meant normally at the back end of the season. Okay.
Yeah. But then they've sort of just prolonged that into the finals, haven't they? Yeah.
Just going real.
Because they got hammered.
They're the eels of the NRL.
At the end of the day, they got hammered by Brisbane in the first qualifying final.
Yeah.
And then they've gone and they lost pretty convincingly as well. Like, it never really looked like GWS were in trouble to me, from what I watched on the highlights anyway. So super disappointing for them. Like, I don't know. And did they see it coming? And that's why they didn't go to the game? Fucked if I know. But
tell you what, was a packed crowd and noisy the whole time. The Bros versus the Knights.
How good was that?
Mate, they were singing and yipping and yahoo. And it was like an English soccer fucking crowd.
Yeah.
Like, just chanting. And how good was that?
Unreal, mate. The whole of New Zealand's behind them.
Yeah.
And how, like you said, how's the scenes when he's pulled Johnson off with 10 to go and he walked past the dead ball line there? Imagine how, like, gassed up you'd be after that.
Oh, mate. Yeah. But
SJ would have just been that gassed up. Oh, man.
yeah. I think
Unreal.
that's fucking unreal, man. And we'll get to this week's games coming up, the two, and obviously the AFL as well. But in my opinion, that was the Warriors grand final.
Yeah, hopefully.
Like, I just think it was, like, that is the pinnacle in front of the home, flogging the Knights, fucking the crowd like that, finally there. I just think it's hard to go a next level up from that against a side like Brisbane.
At some
And
court.
I feel like the week before was the Knights grand final, where they were at Newey, and it's the same thing. It was like back-to-back exact same things happened.
Yeah, you're fucking bang on there, actually.
Which was good. And that's what my old man said to me.
Yeah.
He goes, that's what, and I said, fucking oath.
Classic
you're onto
Rocket,
that.
just knowing everything.
Yeah, and just goes, that was their grand final, Newey. The week before, that was Warriors grand final, and that's the pinnacle for them, which is a great season for those two clubs. You know?
Unreal. That's fucking some great insight there.
Yeah.
And spot on. Because did you hear what Kalen Ponga said after the game?
Yeah.
He said he'd never played in front of a crowd like that.
Yeah.
And he's played some of the biggest games for Queensland at Suncorp.
Yeah, and the Warriors would have been the same in that game, you know, which is great for the club and the fucking support and the community and everything for that to happen. But bro, quickly, there could not be a better game of NRL at Suncorp to sell that thing out other than Broncos Warriors. Because all Broncos already, then the Bros. There's so many Bros.
Yeah.
In fucking Australia. Yeah. So, like, the Bros will flood in there. Brisbane will flood in there. It will be going off its dome at Suncorp.
You probably only get, hopefully one day you'll get a Brisbane Dolphins game or like a Brisbane Cowboys game in a prelim or something, but I definitely get what you're saying.
I just think, look where they are. Look where the Warriors have come. All the Bros will come out of the woodwork for that game in Brisbane.
Yep. Hopefully you're right, like what you said. They've just, everything's been drained out of them. Just not so much physically because they did win quite easily, but just emotionally.
Well, I think emotionally winning like that, it's almost like they've won. I know they wouldn't have feel like we won, but I mean, that would have been such a feeling of nearly winning a big game like that in front of their home crowd that it's sort of like, now you got to push for more. Yeah. Where the other teams like Brisbane, they haven't won anything that they're happy with yet.
No, that's spot on.
You know, so there's still that passion to feel that feeling.
Brisbane and Penrith are only happy with a premiership this year.
Yeah.
Whereas, the Knights were happy to fucking make the finals.
Yep.
And then the Warriors are just absolutely ecstatic to have played a home final.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, spot on. So we've sort of just gone into next week, but I want to ask you something.
Yeah.
Did you watch any UFC on Sunday?
I was fucking shafted. on the old Alpha Blokes, we had the multi.
Oh,
Had the multi where the last fucking leg was Shevchenko and my leg of the all-in was Shevchenko.
just to win, eh?
Just a win.
Yeah.
Now, Raul Roses Jr., the young fella, youngest fighter on the UFC, he's got a head uglier than mine. I know it's hard to believe, but this poor bloke fell out of the ugly tree, hit every branch on the way down. But lucky to fight, you don't need to be pretty. He come out in front of his home crowd, right? Mexican Independence Day, all that stuff, off a loss, and just fucking steamrolled old mate, who has a good record too. He was 14-3 when they fought.
Yeah.
So absolutely smashed him, which was great to see a young fellow like that bounce back. Then Jack Della Maddalena got the fucking win against Kevin Holland. It was more like a spar, to be honest. Like they were... Kevin Holland's a real long, rangy bloke. He'd be hard to fight on the feet, but Jack's got heavy hands. So, like, Kevin threw a lot more, but Jack got inside and landed better shots. And he won. I think it was a split decision win, but he definitely won, in my opinion. And then the fucking main fight, Alexa Grasso and Valentina Shevchenko. Now, it was a very close fight. Probably could have gone either way, but one judge absolutely fucking duffed it. So, one judge scored it 2 rounds to 3, or 3 rounds to 2 to Grasso. One judge scored it 3 rounds to 2 to Shevchenko, right? 10-9 rounds.
And you can cop that.
And you can cop that. It was pretty close. One judge had the exact same scorecard as the Shevchenko one. So in favour of Shevchenko leading into the last round.
Yep.
The last round was stand up for a couple of minutes. I thought Shevchenko was going all right, but it was pretty close. Then Grasso got the takedown, took the round out.
Won the last round.
Won the last round, I reckon. So that was a 10-9 to Grasso. Because for a 10-8, it needs to be fucking domination. Like from the bell, pounding them into the earth.
Yeah.
How the fuck are they still there? 10-8, that was a domination. It wasn't like that at all. Old mate has scored it fucking 10-8 to Grasso.
Which
in the last round,
made his scorecard a draw.
Instead of a 10-9 to Grasso, which would have made Shevchenko win. And even Bisping and the commentators after are going, there's no way that last round was 10-8.
So every round should have been 10-9.
Yeah.
And the way that judge had scored it already,
Yes.
if they gave it 10-9 to Grasso in the 5th, it still would have had
Shevchenko would have won by 1 point.
So it would have been split decision.
However, if it was the other way around, I would have copped it because I would have went, okay, well, I'm not a judge.
Yeah, if he had it in Grasso's favour and then gave it 10-9 and it ended up split decision Grasso.
Yeah, then you go, okay, too easy. But he literally had Shevchenko and then said it was a 10-8 and it was a draw, and then she keeps the belt, Shevchenko doesn't win. And it's just, I just hate seeing that make the call that it changes that. Like, instead of her getting a belt back, there was a fuck up from the judge.
Where this all ties back into you loving a draw.
Just fucking shit you. Like
So it ends up being a split decision draw.
Split decision draw, bruss. And
she keeps the belt.
Yeah, and she keeps the belt. And now what happens with Shevchenko? And she made a comment after the fight saying, yeah, look, it's Mexican Independence Day because Grasso's Mexican.
Yeah.
And she just said, yeah, like obviously that's what it was. And I can't argue with her.
Yeah.
Because I'm going, well,
bold
why
statement
the fuck,
to make.
Why the fuck would that, yeah. So,
Why would he give it, 10-8 when
I don't get it.
It was like bit of stand-up. She wins the round with the takedown.
Yeah, and like had a half a thing locked in, and it was like, oh, is she going to finish it? So yeah, it's her round for sure. It's different. Like if she had taken Shevchenko down at the start of the round and was just mauling her for the whole round, that's a 10-8.
Yeah.
But I just go, fuck you.
Yeah.
Fuck
Especially
you.
because that was your
me.
your last leg.
Yeah, that was it.
For
They had
the
to
Alpha
pull us
Blokes
out of the
bet.
shit because we hadn't won one in fucking about 3 years.
Oh,
So,
well,
you know.
this week.
I think they still won. It was just deducted. Like the.
Oh, did they?
I think they just took that as the draw and it got deducted, but it was still just.
See,
It just
that
shits
is
you, man.
how good Blue Bet are.
That's right.
You didn't win, but you won.
Yeah. So
well.
anyway, that was the UFC, Bruss. But it was great to see Jackie Boy get the win.
Yeah.
And I've got a fight that I'd love to see. Like, he's beat Kevin Holland now, which is a pretty big statement because Kevin's one of those blokes that it's like he's really good, but he's not like at the fucking championship level.
He's like your perfect stepping stone, Tommy.
He is, mate.
I reckon.
He's like for a bloke that you test against and go, well, he beat him. Now he's up with the contenders sort of thing.
Yep.
So I would love to see Jackie Boy fight Ian Gary, who is an up-and-coming Irishman.
2 blokes.
Yeah, like 2 first names. I'd love to see that fight happen because they're both fucking, young up-and-coming lads
Yep.
put to the test. That's what I want to see.
Yep.
But anyway,
Perfect.
that was a free UFC card, by the way, which was great.
Awesome.
Sat there, had me smoker cranking for the first time, did some pork belly burn ends in the bastard.
You do love those.
They were fucking good. And had that on, watched the Q Cup final in the Arvo. It's a perfect fucking Sunday, mate. Mowed the
Awesome.
lawn first.
After your perfect Friday.
Yeah, I just had a bastard Sunday. But, 2 out of 3 ain't bad, old son.
Yeah, exactly. You'll take 66% any day.
Fucking right.
Quickly while we're on the cooking.
Yeah.
Did you enjoy your ribeye on Friday?
Brass, I'll give you a good pump up. The Alpha Blokes. I said Groper.
Did ya?
Yes, mate. I said Groper was a very good host. You did a great job with those steaks, mate. I must admit.
Oh, thanks.
Rib on the bone, reverse seared. Fucking, what more could you ask for?
It was a fucking great night.
Oh.
We'll say it once and we'll say it again.
We didn't even say that at the start about it either. We're fed with the biggest steak on earth when we got there.
She was a big boy, eh?
Yeah. So, great stuff.
So the Brisbane Tigers, mate, broke a 32-year premiership drought in the Q Cup final on Sunday afternoon.
Fucking oath.
Well done to them blokes. They played the Burleigh Bears. Does it seem like to you that ever since you were a kid that the Burleigh Bears have been fucking good at
They
the Q
always
Cup?
seem to be up around there, don't they?
How? Is it
don't
just
know.
because it's a gun place to live? So it's easy to attract?
Yeah, probably, mate.
I don't know.
They probably
just-
like their feeder system maybe get a lot of good players come
Yeah.
through and they get put there,
The fullback for them, fucking look out. I wish I remembered
Oh,
his name.
man.
Got the man of the match in a losing side. Do you know how hard that is to do?
Mate, he was a gun.
Fuck, he was good, man.
Yeah, really good. And the other fullback, Corey Thompson, finished on a high.
Yep.
He was so good in the NRL for how big he is.
Yeah,
Like
he's small,
tackle
isn't he?
breaking and he very much held his own. So it was cool to see him. He actually made one of the biggest boo-boos in that game. Oh, mate, went to kick a 40-20 and he just hooned across, went to flick it in and literally landed in the fucking guts of the winger steaming in for the other team to score. Proper Billy Slater vibes fucking for it was like that.
Oh, I did see. Yeah.
Flicked it in, nailed it
Yeah.
too, stayed in, and our mate went doink.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But-
we were at the pub watching it, so it was sort of like I
I
was
was the
in and out.
same at home, yeah. But it was one of those games, I reckon, where if you're not invested in either team, there was that narrative of the Brisbane Tigers hadn't winning. They've lost so many grand finals.
Yeah, that
for
was
so
it, eh?
long, and you're like, fuck, it'd be cool to just see them break this big drought.
Yeah, I was actually there. I was at the pub and I was going to put something up on our Reggies Instagram and go, all you Tigers supporters, jump on 502 right now so you can watch the Tigers fucking win something.
Yeah.
Because they literally looked dead set like the West Tigers, the outfit.
Yeah.
But no, it was good to see, and I'm just trying to get that fullback's
Yeah,
name
you
up,
need
man.
to, man. He was very
Because
very
he
good.
was freakish.
Yeah, he's definitely he'll definitely feature in the NRL. Over there.
Keanu Kinney,
Yeah.
mate. So they played the Tigers must have went straight through, or they played in a separate prelim. But the Bears played Wynnum Manly Seagulls the week before in the prelim, and I happened to flick it on, and I was watching a bit of it, probably
Yeah.
the first 20, and he just dominated the first. It looked so easy. I think he scored 2, set one up, all in about half an hour, and I'm going, who the fuck is this fullback? Is it just because he is playing at that level that
Well,
he
mate,
looks so good,
But
or
it's funny you say that, though, because you get a few of those people who do shine like that. But you'd be surprised with, like, ex-NRL players or something who go drop back, they don't stand out all the time like they think they're gonna.
Yeah.
Because you got to remember at NRL level, every single other player with you is fucking deadly,
Yeah.
and they only have to do a job. Like, as
Yeah.
in when they go back to Q Cup, especially in the forwards, they just do their job. So they'll be rock solid, but it's not like they're like, fuck, who was that guy?
Yeah.
So, but I think fullbacks and that, they get a lot more space, right, with the ball. So when you're that good with your footwork and ball skills and that, no matter what level you're playing, you have the space to show your skills off.
Yeah.
So I think he'll be fucking, man, he'll be good no matter what,
excited to see
what
him.
level he plays at.
There's some fucking good fullbacks at both levels of NRL at the moment.
Yeah, oh,
Oh man.
yeah.
The a bloke who I just don't know how how the Bronx keep him is Tristan Saylor, because if he doesn't want to play NRL next year, then something's wrong with him.
Yeah.
He should be in an NRL side, and he's never going to play fullback for the Broncos.
No.
So how the hell we hang on to him, I just do not know. But hopefully we can work something out, because he's handy when Walsh is going to be playing Origin and gets injured or whatever.
100%.
But we got prelim final weekend. We've talked a bit about the Bronx and the Wars. So I'm going to let you take it away here, mate. Penrith v the Storm, Friday night. Are the Panthers going to a fourth straight grand final?
Yeah, bud. I can't see it not happening. Like, as in just the level that they played at the last time they played. The halves combination works. The boys are on. Everyone's fucking firing. Back to their just clinical self, where they're not doing anything flashy. They just grind cunts out of games and complete at the end.
That game against the Warriors 2 weeks ago, where they just didn't do anything special and they put 30 on them, only let one try in. It was proper clinical qualifying final. Righto, see you later. Go to New Zealand and play. We'll have a week off. Like, it was unreal. And apparently Jerome Luai is just made of something different, because he's been named, I'm pretty sure, to play.
Man, I'm not like I'll cop either of them. I sort of was thinking, fuck. Like,
He's not that good, is he, that you risk him?
mate. I'm just thinking, can you stick with the last game's team?
Yeah. Yeah.
But anyway, whoever it is, man, I just reckon they've got their shit together. Ivan knows what he's doing. The whole team has been there. That's the difference now. They are proven to be winners in that fucking arena.
Yep.
The last 2 years, Cleary, who gives a fuck about rep footy because it's not rep footy? He knows what he's doing at club level.
Yep.
He's proven to fucking nail it. And look, Storm have got some great players in their team. There's no doubt about that. But I just think across the board, Penrith are more solid in every aspect.
Yep, I couldn't agree more.
I reckon they'll win. I reckon they'll win pretty well at the end. I reckon it'll be a bit of an arm wrestle early.
Like a 60-minute arm wrestle sort of thing, and then,
I just reckon towards the end of halves, man, they'll just keep completing and, grind them out.
Yep. I definitely agree. And I think all the talk on the Bronx and the Wars, and it's going to be this and it's going to be that, I personally think that the Bronx will get it done comfortably.
Me too.
But at the same time, you can't not. If Warriors were playing any other team other than the Broncos, I would be saying I hope they win. Just because of the narrative. So that sucks, because every team that's not playing a prelim this weekend will be going for the Warriors. So, you know what I mean?
I'm going for the Bronx because they're, like, at the end of the day, I know I'd go for Penrith and that. But when it comes down to finals, if it's not Penrith, I'd like to see a Queensland team win. Like, as in, when it comes to that, you know, especially because they've had an up and down season with the Wars.
Well,
so, you know, but like I said, I wouldn't be shattered if the Warriors won. I'd be pumped for them because it's not one of my teams.
Yeah.
But I'll be going for fucking the Bronx. You know, I think the Bronx will win that game.
I think they'll win it, and I think they'll win it pretty comfortably. Just like I said last week, everything went well for them in that Storm game, and I'm a bit worried that every little call, every 50-50, everything went our way, and I'm a bit like, oh, was it really 26-0? You know, like I know it was, but anyway, it'll be a massive test. It'll be a packed 52,000 there at Suncorp again. Now, this is fucking so dumb. I can't believe this has happened. But they've put the Brisbane Lions v Carlton Saturday night, or Saturday twilight they call it, at the Gabba in Brisbane as well as the Brisbane Broncos versus the New Zealand Warriors on the same night in the same city. You absolute peanuts.
What
Why
time
would you do
is
that?
the AFL game on?
5:15.
See, I reckon that's fucking dog shit from them because AFL is Australian.
Yep.
So there's fuck all overseas people that watch. New Zealand, like, I don't know, there might be a few, but it's not like...
To watch AFL.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, so they should take the fucking later slot.
7:30
Yeah,
slot.
yeah, 7:30, 7:50. Everyone in Australia watches at that time, but nah.
Put the rugby league on at 5:30 so that the Kiwis can watch it.
Yeah.
It'd still be on at 8:30 at night, it's kickoff, but
Yeah.
at least it's not 10:50.
Yeah.
Oh, I just can't believe forever and a day people have been giving Brisbane shit about how they get every Friday night game. And then they don't give us the Friday night game in the prelim and then have the AFL prelim on the Saturday afternoon. What the fuck?
Is it, like you said before the show, mate, is it just two big egos just not even thinking about...
Surely it's just Volandis and Gil McLaughlin just going, is Gil even the fucking...
Asking the wrong
the
bloke.
CEO. I know he's leaving, but I can't remember if it's at the end of this season or... Anyway, two just big egos going, nah, I'm not changing. Or what? I don't know. I just cannot believe it's
It just
happened.
sucks for the New Zealand audience, man, for the NRL. Because it's like, you look at that and it's simple as fuck to me. AFL go a bit later, boys. You're just literally...
Or put the Bronx on the Friday.
Yeah, whatever
Like every
it is.
other Friday.
Yeah. But
Penrith on the Saturday. Oh, fuck me. I don't know. But all that aside, I think that Brisbane Lions and Carlton game is set up so many stories. Just, you know, when you got games and you just look at the game on face value and you go, yeah, it should be a good game. And then you start diving in and you just look at the little backstories. So, Michael Voss, coaches Carlton. He played for Fitzroy and he played for the Brisbane Lions.
Yep.
And the Brisbane Bears, sorry, not Fitzroy. Brisbane Bears and the Brisbane Lions. And he captained the Brisbane Lions to 4 straight grand final appearances and 3 premierships.
Yeah.
01, 02, 03. He's like, he coached the Lions and he's like a god up there, you know. And now he's coaching Carlton, going back to the Gabba in a prelim. Like,
yeah, nice.
Fucking unreal. Just the full circle, you know.
Yeah,
Now he
yeah.
wants nothing more than the Lions to go down in a prelim. I just think that's awesome. Should be a cracker of a game. Pedro's going.
Yeah, nice.
Pedro's got tickets. He's heading down. He'll have a fucking reg on his head. So
yeah, right.
let us know if you see the reg and if anyone fucking steals it off him.
Yeah, go and fucking say g'day to him if you see him donning it too.
Yeah, put it on your dome, but give it back.
Yeah.
Now, another story that could develop here. Craig McRae coaches Collingwood. Michael Voss, as I just mentioned, coaches Carlton. The biggest rivalry in the AFL is Collingwood versus Carlton.
Yeah.
It's like Roosters versus Rabbitohs on all sorts of steroids.
Yeah.
Now, these two coaches were premiership teammates in 01, 02 and 03 for the Brisbane Lions. Imagine that in the grand final. Put, like, you've got Collingwood Carlton with these two coaches that played in a premiership 20 years ago. Oh, that's what the AFL want.
Yeah,
I will tell you
Oh.
right now, they do not want to see the Lions win, trust me. They want to see Carlton, Collingwood, the whole city of Melbourne roaring for that week.
Oh,
And
that would go
like,
off.
to be honest, I wouldn't mind seeing it either. But at the same time, I'm like, it deserves to be Collingwood v Brisbane.
Yeah.
That deserves to be the grand final because they've been the two best sides
Well,
all
similar
year.
to like Penrith Broncos.
Yeah.
They deserve to play the grand final because they are
Yeah.
fucking best teams.
Deserves
That's not
to
how
be.
McFinals work.
No. And the NRL's gone, the NRL finals, sorry, have gone the complete opposite of how the AFL's gone because you've got team number 5 and team number 7 in prelims in
Yep.
the AFL, whereas you've got the top 4 in prelims in the NRL. I think the two on the weekend went how we thought they were, maybe a little bit closer in Melbourne than we
yeah.
thought, but yeah, you've got 1v4 and 2v3 or whatever it is at the moment. Whereas in the AFL, Collingwood are playing GWS, and GWS only just snuck into the finals, you know?
Yeah.
Imagine if it's a Brisbane Lions versus GWS grand final at the G. They'll fucking sell 60,000 tickets. There'll be spare seats everywhere. The AFL would be panicking, I reckon.
Yeah.
If GWS win Friday night, they will be going, fuck me. If the Lions win on Saturday, we're in dramas.
Surely they'd still sell it out just being a grand final.
I think they probably already have, just on people buying
Yeah.
package tickets or whatever before it. Anyway, should be an unreal weekend again. Like I said, if you see a Collingwood Carlton GF, fuck, it's going to be unreal.
Brush, just quickly, what are we doing if it's Broncos fucking Penrith? Grand
which
final?
will be.
You know, like, we're going to have to do something. Even if we come here and just get absolutely obliterated.
Well, remember, it's always public holiday the next day,
Mm.
so there'll be no working. Well, you probably will be, but
Yeah, you know, I'll just show up every day.
yeah.
Hey, Quinn.
But no, public holiday the Monday.
Yeah.
As always here in mighty Queensland. You
But how-
don't get it down south.
How's that narrative on the fucking couch, though?
Oh, the whole narrative of the whole year's gone so well with Queensland winning and fucking everything going our way.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, no, we'll definitely be doing something. Obviously, we'll do something anyway because it's grand
Yeah,
final day.
Fuck yeah.
Look, I don't think that it's going to be Melbourne versus New Zealand. Put it that way.
Fuck,
the
imagine
GF.
if it is. That will just throw me big time. Anyway,
Surely
we'll
there's
see.
a third place playoff.
Strangest things have happened.
Yeah. Anyway, tune in to the footy this weekend because,
fuck
hey,
yeah.
if you missed those 2 games Friday night, you'd be spewing.
Fucking hope.
Looking at results going, fuck, I wish I watched that.
Yeah.
So
sure.
tune in this weekend.
Yep.
Tips? We've sort of done that
Oh, we've
already.
done it, bro. Yeah.
Bronx, Penrith.
Yep.
That's who's winning.
Yes. Squeeze. Do you want me to kick off the squeeze, mate?
Yeah, kick off a squeezing.
Fucking get one of these right up ya. The standard squeeze. You hear about us. You hear us harp about it every week, but it's because it's that fucking good. Now, if you haven't got one yet, I nearly want a fucking written explanation why. Because these things are unreal. Like I've said many times, I got about 4 or 5 of them under me bar at home. They hold me piss in it. You write what it is on the bottle, and then you take it when you go somewhere because it's easy to use. You don't get fucking too blind from just free pouring and going whoops and having a whole glass with a nip of Coke.
Would have been handy Friday.
Yeah, that's right. Like, it's fun sometimes, but yeah, get around it, guys. Reggie15 is the code you use at the checkout. Standard Squeeze. Go follow the socials. Go hit the website up.
Yep.
It's a great bit of kit.
StandardSqueeze.com, and obviously they're all over the socials. So jump on. We can't talk more highly of it.
No, and the blokes and women behind the show. Ash and
Yep.
the team there, they're great people. So support the legends who support us.
A few
here.
things in the works too between the Reggies and the Squeeze.
Yep.
Just quietly.
Yeah,
Won't elaborate on that one.
we've been doing a bit of squeezing.
Who is the Squeeze?
Mate, I know we're a week late here, but for me, Val Holmes has got this one in the bag.
We are a week late, but in saying that, Jackie Byton was a fucking deserved winner
Yeah,
last
that's
week.
right.
So.
And look, I'm not going to lie. I do come up with those sort of things on my own, but I did read that comment on the RRLC page. Someone commented, "Surely Val Holmes has got this in the bag." And he goes, what do you say? I'll find myself out, or I'll lead myself out.
Oh,
or
yeah,
something like that.
yeah.
But nah, so I should have actually had his name there. Shit form for me, but that was a great call. And look,
He knows who he is.
yeah, you know who you are, mate. Well done. That was good because he does have it in the bag. He did have it in the bag. Now he's got a fine in the bag. So it's just one of those things. Look, I'm not sitting here saying, do you know what I look at? All the comments on shit about him, and I'm like, do you know 95% of those fuckers commenting would have 2 bags in their pocket?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know, and
It
I'm
was-
not.
fuck,
I'm
it was
not-
dumb.
I'm not defending him at all for doing what he did. Putting that on your own social media story, you dumb fuck. But actually spraying him for doing what he's doing on Mad Monday or something, all you people commenting, if you do the same thing on the weekend, you're a fuckhead.
Yeah.
If you're spraying him.
For just spraying him.
Yeah, for doing it or whatever. But Nonetheless,
Fucking
it's
dumb.
a fucking dumb. It's so dumb, and it's the squeeze.
That is why the segment was created.
Yeah,
for
shit like that.
For that act.
Yeah,
And Jackie Byton.
yeah.
Now, this is the second time we've been a week late on something.
Mm,
And this bit us in the fucking ass last week.
yeah.
Because we've given... It was a week late that we gave the captain to Mitch Marsh. And we just blew smoke up the Australian cricket team's ass.
Oh.
We won the 2020 series 3-0.
Mm.
And we were up 2-0 in a 5-match ODI series. And we've lost 3-2, lost the next 3 games, got thumped in the next 3 games. I have got a great one for captain.
Fuck's sake.
But you know who I'm blaming?
Who?
An OG listener,
Okay.
Luke Smith.
Luke.
Because he's the one who called us out and said, boys, how about you talk about the Aussie cricket team? They're absolutely dominating. Mitch Marsh, captain of the week, all this. I said, mate, you've called us out there. That is spot on because be honest with you, it slipped me mind with everything else that's going on. I've been watching the highlights, didn't even talk about it. So I've said, I know we're a week late, lost the next 3 games. Thanks, Luke.
On your Smithers.
So hopefully
You get the squeeze, cunt.
being a week late on Val, doesn't have...
Well, what's the worst going to happen? He'll have another bag.
He probably has.
He's on Terrible Tuesday.
Oh, so I just thought that was fucking funny.
Yeah. But on to the captain of the week, brought to you by the one and only country trucker Caps from the big knuckler himself. Now, he's finally got his Instagram back on track. So go and give his go give his new Instagram a follow. I think it's Country Trucker Cap at the moment. It'll be getting changed eventually, but go give the big man some love. A lot of his business come from that fucking Instagram page that got raped in front of his eyes. So go give the big man some love and follow that if you already were before. But head to thecountrycompanies.com for one of the hats that Knuckles has got there. You'll fucking love them. They're hilarious. And just keep your dome out of the sun pretty much. And if you want to design your own dome protector to keep you out of the sun, go to countrytruckercaps.com. I think it's .au. Do your own research. But, yeah, support the people that support us. And who do you reckon captain of the week, mate?
Now, you might have a nominee. This is a non-Australian, but, mate, this fucking thing, this innings that I saw from this bloke, it was against us. South African playing against us. This is just the pure stats. 174 of 83 balls.
Fuck me.
Heinrich Klaassen, that was some of the best power hitting I've ever seen in my life.
Is that...
The most sustained power hitting, I should say, because you've seen some big hitting in 2020s.
Yeah, and then
this
they
was
have
an ODI, one day international. They ended up 416 for 5, the South Africans. He got out on the very last ball of the innings, and it was probably going for 6-2 if old mate didn't catch it. Mate, Zampa ended up with none for 113 off 10. He went at 11.3 runs and over in an ODI. Kept bowling him. Just kept getting sent. And old Marshy just kept bowling him.
Bruss, that must have been one of those things where he was literally just seeing them like beach balls. And
mate, after 35 overs, they were 4 for 195. 15 overs to go, and they've ended up 416.
Holy fuck.
It was honestly, I just kept going, boom. Because I watched, it was like this big extended highlights package, and I'm just going, mate. It was just, and some of these things were so big. I know the Wanderers is a small ground. It's like notoriously small.
Yeah.
But oh, God, it made for good viewing because it was just
awesome.
old mate sending them into the stratosphere.
Yeah.
I don't know how many sixes he hit. I'd love to actually see what his stats were there on how many sixes he hit, but fuck, it was fun to watch.
Yeah, well,
even
mate,
though it was against us, it just turned into me going, well, we can't win this. So
I'll just enjoy this cunt belting sixes.
oh, mate. But it was just like definition of insanity. Same thing on repeat, changing nothing.
Yeah, hoping for
Zampa
it.
just getting fucking sent out of the stadium.
Maybe Zampa pissed Marshy off, and he's like, "Cop your medicine, little cunt."
Yeah, like old mate,
You
like
quirky bastard.
like the nominee.
Yeah.
It's a bold old mate for 40 overs.
But
if you've got one, I'm all ears.
dude, mine's pretty simple. I was just Will Warbrick. Warbrick.
Oh yeah, Willie.
Just the where that try was, like, as in that's a great try, but just the when it happened and the pressure that was on him, knockout final, last play that they had, 1 point down, and did that to win. I just think for me, but fucking whatever, mate.
Oh, they can share it.
Yeah.
Fucking we'll cut a hat in half and send them half each.
Yeah, that's right. You can get half the fake hat. Imagine if we actually sent just a fucking captain hat to some star and they're like, what the fuck is this? They'd already be listening, but, you know.
Yeah. They are, the boys.
They are. They do.
Anyway, there's your captain and your squeeze. Yeah, you can choose who we send the fake hat to.
Yeah.
Don't message me about it.
The fantasy hat.
You're just picking your own head who you think should get it.
Yep.
And go and watch the fucking KO mini on that game. I think it was game 4. Because, mate, it is something to behold. It was unbelievable. Righto, let's have a bit of a punt, eh?
Yeah, better.
I was hoping to get here a bit quicker to this segment because we're yeah.
Well, mate, we love yarning.
Go.
We love yarning and we love sport. So, and that's what the whole show's about.
Yeah.
If it drags on, it's because we've been yarning.
Well, it's
going
to drag because I've got a lot of punts.
Well, off you
this
go,
week
mate.
because we're leading into the spring. Next week we're going to have 2 games of footy to talk about, 2 grand finals, and that's it. Thankfully, the ODI World Cup starts a week after the footy season.
We'll find something to yarn about also.
So we're going to be punting, and we're going to be punting hard. The more you take that. However you want.
Yep.
But the all-in multi, no good last week. No good.
Yeah.
I think all legs lost.
I got shafted, but yep.
Yes, Tom got shafted. But we'll be back this week. I feel like we either all win or we all lose.
Yeah,
so
I feel like
we're all winning this week.
Yeah.
Now, look, I looked for a horse, and I've got too many horses going on in the Punters Club and Group 1 groups, and it's everywhere. So this week's all in. I'm going to go to Collingwood on Friday night, and I'm going to go give them a start. I'm going to give GWS a start of 10.5.
Yep.
And I think $1.90 to give GWS 10.5 start against Collingwood. Collingwood are going to win 40 plus that's in my opinion.
Yep.
Obviously, I'm not going to do that. So Collingwood to cover a line of minus 10.5 at $1.90. I think that's a great bet.
Yeah, fucking sweet, mate. I'm all with you there. Let's read out Jace's bet because he
oh yes,
send a voice.
So Jace has taken a lot of time here to type a message instead of sending it via voice, which is strange. But anyway, he said, shocking weekend of punting from myself last week, letting the Punters Club down and me all-in leg with the Giants causing one of the upsets of September footy so far. That is true. Everyone expected Port to win. So ripping into the back end of my trip here in Europe in Amsterdam and Munich for Oktoberfest. That'll be unreal.
Oh.
So will the final 4 teams in the AFL and NRL as we come into a juicy weekend of prelim finals. I think there's upsets brewing, but I won't be backing any of them. I'm sticking with one that I think will be very safe, and that's the Broncos to cover the line at minus 5.5. It's paying $1.49 at the time of recording with our partners Bluebet. Rip in for another week, lads. See yous in no time.
I like that.
Yeah, same.
I rate that bet.
I love both of those bets.
Yeah, me too. Now, I've come up with me own market here, right? I've had a yarn with the legends over at Bluebet and come up with something that's looking very nice. I'm going to Penrith versus Storm. There is going to be good defence in the guts early on, I reckon. Knockout finals, plenty of passion, and I reckon the first try will be out wide. So I've had a yarn with them, and my leg is a number 2, 3, 4, or 5 to score the first try of the game. So that's anyone wearing the number 2, 3, 4, or 5 to score. because I feel like it'll be
On
out
either
wide
side.
On either side.
That is excellent.
And that is paying $2.15 for
Oh.
that, which I feel like is value out the arse.
That is.
And is only available with Bluebet. So download the Bluebet app and you'll find that bet, the all-in, under the Bluey specials, and they're only.
I reckon. So I've pretty much nailed. Obviously, I couldn't do your one now, but I've got something very similar, and it's around the $6 mark.
There you go.
For that one. And that seems to be our MO at the moment, is around that. You know, we're steering away from the $3.
Yeah.
We all don't have $500 to put on a $3, so
No.
we're giving you some value every week.
That's right.
That's what
I
we
reckon,
do.
I reckon that's looking pretty good. So, yeah, like I said, get into it.
How's Red's form?
Oh.
Just types out a big spiel. Mate, if you just hit the little record button, the time it took you to type it, you could have said it.
Yeah.
Anyway, thanks,
That's all
Red. You'll be getting stuck into your work, I hope.
Yeah, fucking go.
Let's go to Gertu.
Let's get here.
Let's go to the Bluebet Old Boys, eh?
Oh, yeah, let's go.
Not too many weeks that we don't have winners from the Old Boys.
Well, mate, that was a very rare week where not one bet
It
of
was
the
an
show come off.
extremely rare week.
Now, look, that's punting. We all get that, but it is not good enough on our behalf.
Oh, fuck no.
I do not accept that at all.
Nah.
So
You should have seen what I've copped this week. Tom,
so
he doesn't accept it.
So turnaround will happen, and we'll produce something this
We
week.
will definitely produce. What's Keats got for us? Come on, mate. He's
Reginald, Shayar, fuck you. Thrown out in the paddock. You are still an immortal. We will get our chance again at a 2,000 metre race fresh. Will not win the Melbourne Cup.
will not.
This week, Kiddos Collectors, we're going to Sydney Race 7, number 2, Shinzo. Currently paying about $6. The great Ryan Moore is coming over from the UK. Well, wherever he's been riding. Overseas jock, coming over. Golden Slipper winner, this horse. Some come back and some don't ever come back. This horse will. Trolling the house down. And if you have a listen to the jockey's name, Ryan Moore. You take something out of that, guys. I'm sure you're going to spiel it for another minute. Kiddos Collectors, Bluebet, Old Boys, Sydney Race 7, number 2, Shinzo, currently paying $6. We'll get back, storm over the top of them with Ryan Moore.
Yeah.
Good on you guys. Stay safe. Happy punting.
Ryan Moore, yeah. Bro, how good's that? Pumping up Shayar all year. 101 to 1 in the Melbourne Cup. I've had me 10 each way, and then fuck you, will not win the Melbourne Cup. Well, that's the second time that it's died in the arse over 2,500 metres.
Yeah.
But it was really good over 2,000. So, yeah, I don't think it will be running in the Melbourne Cup.
Yep.
Just quietly.
Yep.
Pedro?
Pedro.
Pedro's back in the country too,
Yes.
fellas.
G'day, Reggies. Well, time for Pedro's picks. Well,
Straight
I'm
back
back in
to
the
work
country,
too, by the
all the
sounds.
way from the other side of the fucking planet. Whirlwind holiday. Anyway, couldn't go without any more football. The finals are alive and well.
Yeah.
Left Jace over there. He's got a couple more weeks partying off to Oktoberfest. Red man will fucking rip in.
Fucking oath.
Righto, just straight up. Well, I couldn't believe the mighty Carlton Blues are into the prelim against the Lions. And yes, I am going. I have members' tickets and I will be there with bells on.
Good on him.
But this week, straight into it, sick of hearing about the Wars. Well, this is what I think of them. Broncos, 13 plus. Tony Staggs anytime. And Capewell anytime.
Oh!
That's right. I think they're going to give it to them. Their time's done. They had their GF last week. The thanks to Bluebet, I think it's paying about $12 just over.
Oh,
So that's
glorious.
paying good dollars. That's right. Broncos 13 plus. Katoni Staggs on fire at the moment. And Capewell, little short ball, bang under the sticks.
Oh,
That's what I reckon, lads.
Yeah.
$12 about.
Yeah, that's
Get behind it. And I'm sure you'll be happy.
fucking
This
oath.
week, hopefully, I will be receiving a baggy Reg and I will be debuting it at the Gabba
Yeah.
Saturday afternoon. The Carlton game. The mighty Baggy Reg will debut at the Gabba.
How good is
So,
that?
you happen to see me, come and have a yarn, have a chat, have a beer.
Fuck yeah.
Get around it. All right, boys, enjoy.
How
Fuck
good
yeah.
is that? I love when you know that a bloke just knows his footy, whatever it is. Like the old boy about the
Yeah.
grand final last week for the Wars. We're all like, yeah. And then Pedro, no, none of that. Yep, they had the grand final last week.
Yeah.
It's just, yeah, you just know.
We just know.
We just know.
Well, we don't fucking ask them to come on because they don't know.
That's right. It's because they know it. Talking about knowing, let's go to the old man.
Righto,
Rocket.
Boys, punters, Queenslanders, Rockets, ruffies, raring to go. Seeing as it's footy finals time, we'd better have a footy bet.
Nice.
In my opinion, the Wars played their grand final last weekend. Queensland Fish will beat them on the edges. So we're going Queensland Brothers to win by more than 12 points. Herbie Farnworth and Katoni Staggs to score. Should be paying around the $6 mark. Jump on it. Stay hard.
Nice.
Yeah. So over 12 points, that'd be a 13 plus.
13
right?
plus,
Yeah,
I assume, yeah.
So you think so? I'll confirm that with him before we put the bets up. but
We'll have to probably do that.
yeah.
But it'll, yeah.
Yeah, so whatever it is, 12 plus or 13 plus.
Whatever
and
the
then-
bet thing is,
Yeah.
it'll have to be the same price
Yeah.
because, yeah, bookies aren't silly.
Yeah. So, but, yeah, and each senator score. I like that on the
Yeah.
edges.
Herbie
Pedro
and
said the same
Katoni.
thing on the edges. The boys
Oh.
are all funneling into the same sort of stuff
Yeah.
here. It's building
You're
up.
all in. That's for the other game. Edges in the other game. isn't
Yeah.
it? Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. Oh, well, beautiful.
Yeah, good
That's
work, boys.
awesome. The old boys. We
Well,
love
I'll
it.
be very invested for multiple reasons in every game.
Yeah. Oh,
Like, as in, how good is that? Although it sucks that you don't get to watch all of them, you just have to put that time aside and be just super invested
Yeah.
in those games, which is why finals footy is so fucking good.
fucking oath. I've got a lot to get through here, boys.
Right, I might put the
'Cause
feet up and
I've
just
got
fuck-
Group 1 Gropes. I've got Punters Club, which is going to be a 3-leg multi. It's just all over the shop. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to come into the Golden Rose just because on the back of Keto, talking about Shinzo there. It's a Group 1 Golden Rose for the 3-year-olds at Rose Hill this weekend, over 1,400 metres. Massive race. The obvious lead-up race is called the Run to the Rose, and it was run 2 weeks ago. The majority of chances in this were in that race because,
right.
you know, it's the obvious lead-up. They all go there. It's so hard to knock Cylinder in this race because his run in the Run to the Rose was unbelievable. He didn't get out like he had traffic in his way until the last 100, bursted through and won still. Like it was a really, really good run.
Yeah.
And he gets an extra 200 metres here. Flew in the last 100. He's out. Sorry. He was over 1,400 last start, was he? I might have fucked that up. But anyway, he's third up now. He's fit as, and if he gets any luck, I think he just wins. Now I'm hoping he won't get lucky. I don't want any luck. I want all sorts of bad luck. Shinzo's the unknown. He's a Reggies fan favourite. He's been tipped before. Jace loves him.
Yeah.
Ryan Moyer comes over to ride him, which says something. Like 100%. Keto's
Vibe.
nailed it. It says something. He's coming over just to ride Shinzo. First up, though, so who knows how he returned. That's the great unknown. He's first up. He's the only horse that's first up in the race.
Yeah,
so
right.
you don't know.
Has he got a good track record first up?
Well, he's a 3-year-old, so he's only had
Ah.
one prep.
yeah, right.
So you
That's where
just-
there may be a bit of value in it.
Yeah, so you just don't know. He might come out and absolutely hammer him.
Yeah, right.
And then you just don't know. Don Corleone is a cheeky bet at 34 to 1.
That name sounds
Because,
familiar.
yep, he raced 3 wide out in the bloody car park by himself in the Run to the Rose, and he definitely wasn't disgraced.
Yeah.
And we know how close he went as a 2-year-old last prep. He was so close to winning that big race, running seconds and thirds. So if you've got a spare $10, chuck 5 each way on him. But I'm going rogue. Number 10, Nadal.
Right.
Raphael. Great run, I reckon, in that Run to the Rose. What I can't work out is I've watched this replay 10 times. And I don't know how Cylinder is paying $4.50. Militarize is paying $9. And then poor old Nadal, whose run was just as good, if not better, is $23. He ran third in the race. Cylinder won it. Militarize finished fifth. But their last 600, all of them, it was unreal. So, Tom, if I said to you, hey, mate, these three horses ran the exact same time in the last 600. They all steamed in the last 100 metres. One's paying 4, one's paying 9, one's paying 23. Which one would you like to have your 10 each way on?
23.
Thank you. So I'll be having what is it? Golden Rose. So it's Rose Hill Race 8, number 10, Nadal. Load up.
More the more.
More the more. Load up. I just think it's crazy that.
Like just the odds that they're giving you for the race that it ran last against these similar horses.
Against
that
the
value's
exact
crazy.
same run to me. It was the same run. It's just that Cylinder was a little bit further forward in the run, so he won the race. And
What are they doing barrier-wise? Like, has he drawn a decent
Nadal
barrier?
is drawn a little wide, but he goes back anyway.
Yeah,
So
right.
I don't think it matters.
Yep.
Hopefully there's just heaps of pressure on up front and they're going too hard and he steams them late.
Yep.
But so many chances.
Yeah,
I got a
yeah.
feeling that our very own Barbs is going to be going to that race as well.
Yep.
So obviously so many chances. And that's why I want to go a bit wide, you know.
Yeah.
Have something each way on something paying big
Bit of
odds
value.
when I think that it's just as good a chance as any.
Yep.
So that wasn't the Punters Club or anything. That's just what I think will win the Golden
Is
Rose.
that just G1, Grove?
That was a G1.
That was a G1 bet.
That was just G1. So on to the Blue Bet Punters Club. And speaking of, it's mine. It's finally back to me. Feels like it's been a fucking lifetime since it was my go last. It was the last time we won anything. And I'm just sick of useless fucks losing my money. So it's my turn.
It is my time.
So we actually stuffed it up. So
Yeah.
it was meant to be my go last week, but for some reason we all thought it was Jace's because Barb said, oh, it's my Punters Club this week because it was Jace last week. I said, nah, it can't be because I haven't had a go since I won. So anyway, we're back on. Let's go. It's going to be a 3-leg multi. We're going to have $80 on the place multi, and we're going to have $20 on the win multi. Same
Yep.
3 horses, place multi, win multi. Because last time, they all fucking won, but I only had 2 of them to place, and I won't be doing that again.
Yep.
Leg 1, Rose Hill, race 6, number 1, a tissue. That name should ring a bell too.
The old sneeze. I do
Massive
remember that.
return a couple of weeks ago. I still don't know why they raced it over 1,200 metres first up when it's a mile horse. It finished off just on the heels of the place getters. I think it ran on 4th or 5th. It got held up really badly in the straight, but I don't think it was ever in the race to win. So the fact that it was actually a chance and then it still ran up the arse of a heap, pulled out late and went through the line like a bloody champion was a massive positive return from her.
Because has it got longer to run now? With the,
So it's over 1,400.
Yeah, cool.
Espiona's run was enormous as well in that race, so she's the obvious danger. But I'm loving the return from a tissue. My only fear is that I've tipped her a race early, and I think she wants 1,600 metres. But at 1,400, she's 4 wins from 6 starts. Take my money. Leg 1. Leg 2, race 7 at Caulfield in the Caulfield Guineas Prelude. Number 2, V8. Tell you a little story quickly. I backed this thing every start it's had, except for the last one. It had only had 3 starts as a 2-year-old before then. I'd backed it every start. It had won 2 from 3. 3 weeks ago when it was first up, back from a spell, I watched a few form analysts, experts, you could call them, absolutely shit can it after watching it trial.
Yeah.
So it's gone to the trials, trialled like shit, and they said, oh, V8 has not come back as we would have hoped. Terrible trial. The owners should be worried. And I just went, oh, well, fuck it, no. I'll just wipe it then. Come out, killed them. 1,200 metres at Caulfield, killed them. I was spewing. I couldn't believe that I got sucked into just listening to that and didn't watch the trial myself.
Now
or
you
do
know
anything.
how our listeners feel.
Yeah. That was good.
Anyway, moving on.
Anyway, it's out to 1,400 on Saturday. Pet distance. He'll run top two. I have absolutely no doubt that he will run top two.
Yep.
But Stepati is the race favourite, and it's never lost. It's 4 from 4. Could be anything, this horse. But I love the V8. So Caulfield Race 7, number 2, V8. That's the one I'm probably most confident that he will run top two.
Yeah, right.
So
that's the place one that you're confident.
Now, the Group 1 Underwood Stakes at Caulfield over 1,800 metres. It's race 9 on the card, and I'm sticking fat with the big boy, Alligator Blood.
Oh.
Ran a super race on Saturday just gone. It's just that Mr. Brightside is a freak of a horse.
Yeah.
But the gap back to third was large. So you had the 1 or 2 or 3 lengths or 2 lengths, whatever it was, Mr. Brightside back to Alligator Blood for second, but then the gap to third was big as well. So, look, if there's no Mr. Brightside in the country, then the Blood wins comfortably and comes out and he's paying $2 this week.
How fucking thick is that horse? Alligator Blood. Like, is it a thick, like, chunky fucking horse? I remember
it's quite small.
Because I remember it running and I was like, fucking, like, it's pretty stocky.
Looking
horse.
When you put him next to the Brightside.
Yeah, well, that's why I was watching him come down. I'm like, go, you little fat fuck. Like, run. Because I had coin on it. But
yeah. I said on Saturday, he'll win a big race this spring. You just got to fucking keep backing him.
Yeah.
So I'm a bit worried that he's backing up 7 days later.
Oh, right.
But, Waterhouse, she knows what she's doing.
Yeah.
Drawn gate 8, so he gets to choose what he does again. He'll lead or he can take the sit-in behind the speed. You're getting $3 a win there, $1.55 a place. V8's paying $4 and $1.70 a place. And then a tissue, that's biggest odds. It's like $5.50 a win, around the $2 a place mark. And I've already put these all in the multi for us. I've actually boosted this multi on the place to get $3.88 for the place multi. You're going to have 80 on that, and that'll get you, what, 230 return or something like that? Sorry, that'll get you a $300 return. $80 at $3.88 gets you a $300 return. I'll be pumped with that.
Yeah.
Tripling the money. And then the win multi. I've boosted it. V8, Alligator Blood, a tissue, all to win to $85. And we will be having 20 on that.
Yeah.
So that'll be very, very nice if that comes in. That'll be like a $1,700 fucking return or something.
We'll have to put a fucking sliding door in to fit your dome in if you win that.
Yeah, so that's the Punters Club this week. We're having the 3-leg multi again, but I'm doing the place, all the place and all the win.
I think, look, it may never happen again, but just in case it does, you got to have a little stab on the all the win, right?
Yeah, well, that's what we're doing, just 20.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like,
I was going to do 90-10, and then I went, nah, because when they all win, I'll be going, why the fuck didn't I do 80-20?
Yeah.
So get amongst that.
Good
Obviously,
stuff, mate. There's plenty to fucking get into there across it all. And we've
heaps.
still got one red-headed man to fucking hear from.
For
I think
sure.
I can confirm there's, he's red.
Well, that's
after
up
that
to you.
trip,
I'm
so.
not. I've already shat on him enough, so.
Oh, there's nothing to shit on. I'm not. It's nothing to do with shitting.
No.
I'm just saying I got another look in person, and I reckon he's strawberry blonde at the very least, in the sun, ginger, and I love him.
Yeah, so do I. Righto. Come on, Barbs. Give
Come
us
on,
your
you
best.
legend. What do you got?
We need you. We need you.
Reggies. Well, what a fucking weekend, eh, lads? Did the drive up the coast for the weekend, and didn't we turn it on?
Fuck yeah.
Before I say anything more, I just want to thank all you lads, especially Groper and his beautiful soon-to-be bride, Wendy. You couldn't have been more hospitable. Rox and I had an absolute ball, and we couldn't have asked for a better weekend. I'm sure there were a few Reggies tuning into some of the socials and seeing some of the carry-on we got up to on Friday night. In typical Reggie style, first night fever took over. I don't think we're never not going to be like that, boys, and there were 3 very busted boys sitting on that couch Saturday morning and into Saturday arvo/night, and yeah, fairly certain I say I got into me work, had me head in the air, mouth open, over racing very fucking badly, and then it happened after a solid probably 24 out of 28 hours drinking. I may have pulled the fin early when I got Macca's and had a little accident.
embarrassed the living fuck out of myself. And I'm sure there's no need to elaborate on that, as I'm sure Groves has said plenty on that subject already. Anyway, on to this week. And do I need to pull something out of the bag here? I haven't tipped the winner in 3 weeks, and didn't the boys up there on the weekend let me fucking have it.
Come on, Barbie.
Anyway, let's see if I can, in the words of the great Benjamin Keating, stop the bleed. Anyway, lads, after this week, the Caulfield Guineas picture will really start to take shape, and I'm going to the two key lead-ups in Melbourne and Sydney this week. I'm going to Caulfield first, boys, in the Group 3 Caulfield Guineas prelude. And we're going to go with the Paul Pruska-trained Stapati. The son of Artie Schiller has been scintillating in his first 4 career starts, winning all 4 of them in impressive fashion, barely being extended in 3 of them to date. And the super hoop John Allen from Gate 8, you'll take plenty of beating. $2.80 at the time of recording. That's Caulfield Race 7, number 3, Stapati. My best value comes up in the sire-making Group 1 Golden Rose at Rosehill in Sydney, and I'm going with the top weight here, lads, in Militarise for Chris Waller. From Barrier 2, I think this son of Dundee is screaming to get out to a trip like this, and he also gets the services of the magic man, Joe Moreira, who's had 2 rides on this colt for 2 wins. I think Joe can continue. He's a good association with this horse, and he'll take some beating. You could do a hell of a lot worse and have something each way on this bloke at $9 and $2.90 the drum at the time of recording. There you have it, lads. Barbs' best this week. Caulfield Race 7, number 3, Stephardy, $2.80 at the time of recording. My best value, Rosehill Race 8, number 1, Militarise, $9 and $2.90 at the time of recording. Fair bit stiff, lads. Happy punting.
On your Barbary. Let's turn it around, brother.
He's going to have another shit week because he's gone against me in both races.
Ooh.
Nah,
battle.
Stephardy, I mentioned it already and said it's the favourite for a reason. It's never lost, and I'm confident that the V8 will run top 2, but he's the obvious one that I'm worried about there. So nice bet there for your best. And Militarise, as I mentioned, he was one of those 3 horses that had outstanding runs in the run to the Rose. So $9, 9 a win and $2.80 or whatever a place.
Yep.
Fucking oath. There'd be worse things you could do than have something each way on Militarise. That's for sure.
Fucking oath. That's why it's his best value.
You got no additionals?
Nah, just pumping the merch up again, legends. Fucking get around that. It's one of those things that, you know, as much as we can't fucking wait to see everyone in the merch, that's also the way to directly support us if you like what you're doing. If you really enjoy the show, then buying the merch that we're selling is literally what makes this show bigger and better. We've got plans to fucking get a whole new set done and all this sort of stuff. More merch coming, content and shit. So yeah, the more you support us with the more you support us with the merch, the more you'll see out of us. That's all I got to finish up. The fucking more ya.
That's right. We'll see you next week.
So yeah.
Have a cracking weekend.